Right, morning everybody. So I think I'm a couple of minutes late, but I've dashed in and got here. It's been a bit of a whirlwind evening, I think, for all of us. So I just wanted to come on this morning and just sort of talk about what has been put in place and what's happening going forward. At this moment in time, we are planning for sort of the immediate future, so sort of today and then this coming week. As you will appreciate, it has been a little bit chaotic. So I apologise for the lateness in information last night. We as schools were given the same information at the same time as everybody else. So, you know, although yesterday I did spend a lot of time thinking it was coming and managing to plan a little bit, we did not know that schools were closing officially until it was announced at 8 o'clock last night. So, as I'm sure lots of you will appreciate, it's been quite an evening. I think I managed 2 hours sleep, so that's always good for a little bit of sleep. But I just wanted to come on this morning and just sort of catch up with everybody, because I know there's been lots and lots of messages on social media, and I'll just, if we haven't managed to answer you personally, I apologise now. I think there's going to be lots of apologies over the coming days, but I'm just going to try and, as concisely as possible, give you what is happening today. So, as per the letter last night, we are open this morning to the children of the critical workers, where both parents are, if in a single parent family, obviously one parent is are critical workers. So there is a list published from the government. The link is in the letter, but I will also post it on our social media platform so you can read it through and check it yourself. So if that applies to you, you can bring the children into school this morning as normal. We are open for breakfast club and we are open for after school club today. We are also open to our group of vulnerable children. I find that really difficult to sort of talk about, because not because I don't want to talk about it, or I'm not saying we have vulnerable children at school, but I think it's a very personal matter, and I think that might be a case of myself or one of the senior leadership team just sort of contacting people and talking them through bringing their children in today, or if they need support. So we are open for that group of children. Now, I've made the decision that this week, breakfast club and after school club will run as usual. This is just to allow everybody time to adjust, so I know how many children I have in school, so I know how many staff I have in school, because obviously there are stipulations on staff and things like they have childcare, and although they are key workers or critical workers, they may have difficulty if their child is not of school age and things. So I've got to make sure that, you know, I also put my staff wellbeing and support their families as well. So I just need to this week assess who I have in school, how many staff I have in school, how many children I have in school, and then move forward from there. In the briefing last night, he talked about nursery schools being open. Now, when you read the guidance, he then talks about nursery schools that are attached to a school. So in that case, where we are, any information we give about school includes nursery as well. So if your child has started nursery and you're a key worker or a critical worker, we are able to offer provision for them in school as well. What I will do with those parents, because obviously they may have difficulty with then who picks up the children after their 15 hours, I will have a discussion on a one-to-one basis about the possibility of us offering further care for them during the day. So please, if you're a nursery parent, anything that we put on that is about school, it applies to yourself as well. I'm not going to sort of run a nursery and then a whole school. It has to be all together as one. So if your child is in school today, we will have provision for them to have lunch. They will be provided, it's not childcare this time, because initially when the first lockdown came in, it was very much based on childcare. Children in school now are not just being cared for. They will be accessing the same work that the other children are going to be accessing. So that is something I'm going to come on to, just about work and things. So the children in school will be taught, and they will be accessing the same things as everybody at home. It won't be different, because we've got to obviously make this a level playing field. Again, if it is your child in school, it might not be your child's teacher who is teaching them or is there with them, or your class's TA, but I will have obviously my staff in there and helping them. We will also always have a safeguarding lead on site, and during the last lockdown and just before, I ensured that all of my staff are first aid trained, and all staff are trained to administer medications. So we have covered that as well, to make sure we've always got a member of staff on site who can do that. Right, work. I just need to ask you to bear with me for a few hours today. I know we're going to have lots of children who are waking up expecting to come to school today and aren't. So, you know, it's going to be difficult for them as well, even more so because we were open yesterday and they had that initial sort of coming into school and establishing themselves in school, and now going back to this online learning. Primarily, we need our children to access work online. Now, what will happen is our teachers are going to record some inputs. Now, these will be sort of over sort of smartboard tiles, so it works the child through what the work is and what is happening. So we've got a new app. So that's going to happen. So I just need a little bit of time this morning to get that up and running, get my staff secure on that so we can post that. They will post other things on there today. I need to encourage everybody to access that online learning. What I'm also going to do is put out to you all what you can expect and when you can expect it. So what we've planned is a number of tasks that are sort of age related daily for an appropriate amount of time, because I think trying to get children to learn at home like they learn in the classroom is not sort of, it's not a battle that any of us want to take on. So we have to be very, very conscious that actually what they learn at home has to be sort of time appropriate. It has to be something that they can access, but we also don't want to start having those gaps in children's learning. So what I'm going to do is put out just this expectation of what you can expect from us, and also what we expect from the children, because I'm very conscious, and it was something that I apologise for last time. I think we lost sort of that feedback and sort of contact with the children between pieces of work. So what we're going to do this time is put out that expectation of what's going out, when it's going out, and what you can expect. If for any reason you cannot access that online learning, and I really, really ask parents to try to get that online learning, because what they are going to have on there is going to be sort of from their teachers, as in them talking to them doing those interactive parts. If you can't, what we plan to do is create the packs of work. So there will be some for this week, and then next week the children will work on what has been online on Google Classroom, so that they have the same input and things as well. We also are going to put out when packs can be collected and when they need to be back, so we can provide feedback to the children, and we can then move the learning on. So if we don't do that, we can't see where we need to scaffold and help children and where there's possible issues. It is our expectation that every single child accesses learning every day. If your child isn't well, obviously we have all of this going on. We have colds, we have other childhood illnesses sort of going around. We completely understand that. And, we just need that contact. Initially, if you could make it with your child's teacher or with the main office. If we are not getting that contact from you, obviously we will continue to use our attendance monitoring team and our procedures from last time, where we are making telephone contact so we can talk to the children, and we will organise our Google Meets and things like that. So we need the children to be accessing online as much as possible. Now, I actually have all of the Google apps on my phone, and I actually find that the easiest way to do it. So things like I have my emails on my phone, I've got the Google Drive on my phone, so all of the things like that, you can actually download the apps onto any device, so it makes it easier. If there is any difficulties, please just give us a call and we can help. Mr. Terry is the absolute whiz of Google. What he can do with a Google form, nobody can do. So please ring us. We've got some help information about you initially logging on, which goes through our school website. So we will email that all out today. But as I say, I'm sure you can appreciate this morning is going to be difficult as we welcome children in who are those critical workers children, and then also we try and set up that online learning, and I organise staff. So if you could just bear with me this morning. The other thing that we are going to set this time, last time I would weekly set like an online sort of day of a project or an event to do. We're going to this time from Monday have a project set by myself, which will be added to each week. Now, by doing this, what we thought was that it will be quite open-ended. So at those times, maybe even on a weekend, things where the children struggling, they're bored, they're not doing things, we can direct them to things like that. It won't necessarily be a full written piece of work. It might be some research, it might be some artwork, there'll be lots of different elements to it. So we just thought it was something that comes from me and just gives a different element of learning, so we can make sure we're engaging the children as much as possible. The only final thing is parents who are bringing their children in today, please do not be offended if we ask for proof of where you are working. It's just to comply with the government guidance of who we're offering sort of provision to, and also we need to keep the numbers as low as possible in school. The more children we have in school, the more at risk they are of taking the virus home, and the more at risk my staff are. So I obviously will welcome any child. We are here to help, but please don't be offended if I have to ask you where you work and to ask you to get me proof of the fact that you are a key or a critical worker. Finally, finally, I'm just going to talk about sort of outside of all of this, because I think we need to really recognise our children and our own mental health and well-being during all of this. Today is just an absolute shock to lots of us, and I think a lot of us are going to be running on adrenaline for probably the next couple of days. We are here to support everybody. We have always been here for our families, and not just the children, all of you, and that continues with the community. Now, our community cupboard is fully stocked and open. If you need to access that or anything else like that, please either drop into the main entrance or give us a call and we can put something together and it can be collected. If you need help, support and advice, I am going to ask my counsellors to continue to work right the way through this. So they will be available for sort of telephone consultations and things, advice and support. I'm also on the website going to put together a wellbeing and just sort of advice for everybody of things that you can do, access, that just helps sort of at home, because it can be tense, it can be challenging, and you know, please remember we are here. We know you're not teachers, all of you at home, and more than anything, I wish I was welcoming every child through the door this morning. I honestly do. The last thing we wanted was school to close, but we have to do this and we'll come out the other side together again. But please keep in tune with our social media. I will post lots of things on there that people can access. As I say, I'm going to work with my counsellors today. Both of them are really experienced and just a fantastic support to our children and our community. And we will put together some sort of resources for you to access if that would help. So I think that's it. As I say, today, just bear with us. We will get everything online as soon as possible. We will also, I know there's difficulty for things like passwords and things like that. So we will get all of those things together. If you are unsure of your child's passwords, can I just ask that you don't ring for the first hour or so at school, because you know we need to sort out the logistics of bringing all the children in who are coming in, but we will make contact with you and we will get those things out, passwords and things like that. Get them on Doodle this morning, get them reading, get them being, fit and healthy and exercising, and you know there's so many things on YouTube. Get back onto those Joe Wicks hits. Cosmic Kids is a brilliant channel on YouTube if you want some mindfulness and some yoga and meditation this morning. That's brilliant. Something I've used at home. Get some music on, get them dancing, get the children smiling this morning. That is your work this morning, to get them smiling, because the shock to them for not coming in this morning must be tremendous. So please do not sit them down with a list of times tables or spellings or anything first thing this morning. Get them happy. Whatever it takes, get them happy. And then we will get things posted and we will go on from there. Right. Thank you. I can't thank you all enough. I'm sorry for this long rambling video that probably feels like 3 hours long and I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. But hey ho, that's just, I think, the day at the moment. Ring us, message us if you need anything. We are always here, and stay safe. More than anything else, please look after yourselves, follow the guidance and stay safe, because I want my whole school back at the end of this, because that's what matters to me. Okay? Right. Have a lovely day, everyone. Thanks. Bye.